So, I got some feedback on my feature length screenplay. If you've watched my other journal entries, you know that I was waiting and waiting and waiting. The suspense was starting to kill me. Um, I got one woman to respond to my inquiry to the Bay Area Women's Film Group about my script. I love the response that I got because the person got what I was trying to do, and all that stuff that I talked about in my entry yesterday about, I was scared that I was going to offend some people with some of the stuff I wrote. Thankfully, it didn't. Thankfully, they got what I was trying to do, and it worked. And they even said, "Oh man, when that moment happened, I was hooked." And so, that's exactly the type of reaction I want to get from people. Of course, granted, this is one person that gave that feedback. And overall, she loved the overall story. She loved the characters. She did have suggestions about stuff, that didn't work for her. Thought maybe I could change it or improve it. And a lot of it was stuff I actually already was thinking myself. So, more good news. There was one item that I may struggle with a little bit is regarding the ending. She said, I kind of feel like you put a little too much into the ending and maybe it should play out this way. And I wrote back to her saying, yeah, that's that makes sense. And I've thought about that, but I really have to approach it just from a production scope angle, that there's only so much. I mean, I have a pretty good understanding of what I can pull off and what I can't in terms of production scope. How many actors to get, how much on location sound I need, visual effects, extras, things like that. I have a pretty good understanding of what I'm capable of and what I'm not, given, what my budget's probably going to be, what, my resources are going to be. I'm not a Hollywood studio. I am one person. So, we had a little bit of back and forth about that. But so the good news is I got feedback, and I got feedback that I loved. But now here's where the big question, the universal question, comes in. And, this is why I think that any of you that might be watching could probably relate to this. Great, you got great feedback on your script. You heard what you wanted to hear. They gave the suggestions you wanted to hear. They gave you the praise that you wanted to hear. The question is, now what? What do you do next? And for now, even though I don't want to rest on my laurels, for now I'm going to do nothing. I wrote back to her and gave her some responses. Said I'll get back to her when I can to talk more. Right now, I want to wait for more feedback, see what other people think. So I actually remembered that there's another woman that I know who works in media production, someone I know from past projects and experiences. Just texted her to see if she might want to take a look and see what she might have to think. Because even though I'm feeling the itch to move this project along, I got to pace myself. I got to take the time to take a break from it, let things develop naturally, see what other people think, But so far, so good, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. I love the reaction that I got from this one person that sent me feedback. So it's nice to know at least someone up there gets what I'm trying to accomplish, and she understood what I was trying to accomplish when I put in the stuff that could possibly be controversial. And when she said that hooked her into the story, that's why I got into this career. That's what I want to hear. All the stuff about, making cool shots and, making money, whatever, blah, 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 blah. That's all great. But the real reason why I got into this is because I want to tell stories where someone says something like that. Like, oh my gosh, when that moment happened, I was hooked and I wanted to see what happened next. I wanted to see more. And, maybe you feel the same way doing your own projects and your own productions. Maybe you don't, but that's why I am doing what I do. And that's regardless of whether it's a feature film or a web series or a corporate video or, I don't know, a journalism piece. Whatever is going to get people engaged. That's always going to be the challenge. That's always going to be the triumph if you make it happen. And that's going to be the case whether you're shooting something on an iPhone for TikTok, or if you're doing a big budget motion picture with millions of dollars and celebrities. That's always going to be the challenge. How do you get people's attention? How do you hook them? And if you make that happen, good for you. And if you don't, try again and keep trying until you do it. And I'm pretty sure I will make this statement no matter how technology evolves. Even if we have computers and bots and phones or whatever doing the work for us and, putting people's jobs at stake, cinematographers, sound editors, what have you, still that fundamental je ne sais quoi about how you're going to grab people's attention and keep them engaged with your content, that's always going to be the challenge. That's always going to be the triumph if you make it happen, no matter how much technology evolves. If I'm proven wrong, so be it, but I don't think I will be. And I just got an amazing text message saying that this person I just reached out to said they'd love to read the script. We'll see what happens next. But for now, I got to take a break from this. I've got work. I've got bills to pay. I'm sure you can relate to the frustration about that. I'm not some rich Hollywood person yet. So, gotta roll with the punches. And I got kids to take care of, and I got work to do. I've got projects this week. So got to take a break from the filmmaking and focus on what needs to be done. So that's all I got to say for today. Curious to know if anyone else has similar experiences to me. Maybe what I've just said has helped you as you navigate your projects. That'd be great. But I wish you the best.